have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Hi, y'all. It's Thursday again, and you can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week, the biblical question, and it is a doozy. It's a Mamma Mia, hola, Cecilia, gracious doozy. Do you have morals and values? If so, where did you find them? Do you have it? Okay. I'll have to hold up for a minute, folks. Amazing. Let's just go without it. Do you have morals and values? If so, where did you find them? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. All right? Every way. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're too busy to sit and watch it. All right? Anywhere in the world. And also, you can podcast later. You can definitely podcast the show. But no matter what you're doing, where you are, you can be listening to the show on your phone by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And follow us on social media. Ring the bell, like, follow, subscribe, and y'all know what to do, all right? And we're on rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Rumble. You got to know how to rumble. And also cozy.tv/JLP. Cozy.tv/JLP. Amazing. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or rebuildingtheman.com. And our Rebuilding the Man is tax deductible, rebuildingtheman.com. All right? So it is Thursday again already. This month, March 2024, is going by like 90 going north. Isn't that amazing? Like 90 going north. And it's mind-blowing. And another thing, I mentioned this yesterday, the days are longer now. They set the clock forward, I guess. And they need to leave it alone. And now the days, it's like 7 o'clock or so, it's still not dark. What the? I like that. Amazing. And so it is Bible Thumper Thursday. And Bible Thumper Thursday, we deal with all issues, but we give the Bible thumpers a little bit more time to Bible thump. You know, like, because normally the Bible thumper call in during the weekday, you know, other hours of the day, and I don't have as much time because with the Bible thumpers, they're not hearing the conversation and responding to the conversation because they're so intellectual. They're just thinking of the next scripture. And so it's a little harder during other days to, for a long time to deal with that. So we have set aside by Thursday as Bible Thumper Thursday, though we take all calls to deal with all issues. And it is Thursday. There is a line open if you want to jump in there at 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE. It's Thursday, and every Thursday is Bible Thumper Thursday.
All right, brother. Are you ready? He's drunk as a badger. Go ahead. Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you. Go ahead.
Fire! Amazing Bible Thumper Thursday. I have come to realize, not on my own, but understand that religion, Christianity, the Bible, salvation, what it means to be born again, is so misunderstood that it's not even funny. And as a result of it, the Christians are still suffering, and they don't know why. And in their suffering, they just say, the devil tells them, don't worry about it. One day when you get to heaven, you'll be fine. Or your body's weak. Your spirit willing, but your body weak. They make up excuses for being Christian and still suffering. They make up excuses for being Christians and still have hell on earth. They're waiting for something that has already been done. They're even waiting for Jesus to return. They're waiting for Jesus to return. It reminds me of some Jews, not all Jews. I know Jews for Jesus. I do know that. But they're waiting for Christ to come, I think. Not even return, but to show up, period. And so the Christians are waiting for something that has been completed already. The kingdom of heaven is within us. It is done. The devil has been defeated, and the kingdom of heaven is within us. It's above us too, so when you leave your body, I guess you're just kind of gone up in there. But you can be living it right now. You don't have to wait till you die. Though Christ said, I came that you might have peace and perfect peace. But the Christian got it intellectually, and they don't even question it. It's like they're afraid to even question it. Well, if I have it, why am I still in hell? Why am I still lonely? Why am I still sad? Why do I still have fear or doubt? And some, as I said before 1,000 times, some Christians believe that Jesus is God. And so if they believe Jesus is God, they don't question, well, if I believe Jesus is God, why am I still in hell? It's not working. Which tell me that Christians don't believe in God. They believe about him. And they love the name Christian. They love to be called Christian. They feel like a Christian. And they love reading the Bible, getting a false sense of salvation. And they love praying out loud. Jesus, help me. Let's pray, y'all. Y'all pray for me. Jesus, help me, save my mama. Lord, come by here. Oh, Lord, and when Jesus don't answer, they're like, what the? Well, I guess I got to pray some more. Because he didn't answer. And there are Christians who truly believe that Jesus was angry because they see Jesus in a human form. And they think that Jesus had everything they have. That human nature, they think that Jesus was operating from that. But I understand it, why they think that way. And a few are starting to examine it. There are a lot of Christians who think that they have a free will. Oh, so I'm like, okay, if you have a free will yourself out of the hell that you're in. Just go ahead, will yourself out of that. Will yourself to never have another evil thought, a thought of fear, of loneliness, of neediness. There was a young lady at the meeting Sunday. God bless her. I'm glad she showed up. But she was saying that all we talk about is the devil. She wanted to hear more about Jesus. When the devil is the problem, not Jesus, right? But because I guess the churches are not really focusing on how to overcome the hell you're in, they're just focusing on the love of Jesus, and they have no love. The last thing that Christians have, they got the Word. In the beginning, there was the Word was God, God with the Word in the beginning. But the last thing that Christians have is love. There's zero love in Christians. Zero love. Isn't that amazing? The one thing that you should have first, love God with all your heart and all your soul and all your might, along with nothing or no one else. And love your neighbor as yourself. That's the last thing. They don't have either one of those. They don't love God and they don't love their neighbor. But they're Christians. And so I haven't seen this whole video yet. I'm about to play for you, speaking of Jesus. And I wanted to see it for the first time with you. I saw a little snippet of it, but I didn't see the whole interview. Speaking of Jesus, according to Christian Post, rapper Kanye West, who now goes by the name Ye, said in a recent interview that he has issues with Jesus. He has issues with Jesus and would rather take things into his own hands instead of giving Jesus full control. He would rather take things into his own hands rather than giving Jesus full control. West criticized American Christians in society today as not being proactive enough when given opportunity to help others. Watch this from Big Boy TV. Watch this.
But I have my issues with Jesus. There's a lot of stuff I went through that I prayed and I didn't see Jesus show up. So Christians, we'll depend on Jesus so much that we won't put the word in ourselves. And the main thing that really that I don't rock with is like, I'm gonna pray for you. And it's just like, you can actually physically do something yourself too, more than just pray. We ain't praying our way out of prison. Mm-hmm. We ain't praying our way out of the abortion clinics. Them prayers ain't working. We have to apply actual physical building partnerships. I had to get up and do it myself. I had so much to do, I ain't had time to pray. Mm-hmm. So that's where my issue is. And look at where I'm at today.
And where are you today? So though he's not totally clear in what he's saying, he is saying what I hear from a lot of Christians, that it ain't working with the Jesus. Somehow or another, Jesus is not answering their prayer. So I don't know if he mean what he mean when he say you got to take action. You got to get up and do it yourself. But the one thing I do know is that most, if not all, most Christian prayers are not being answered when they pray out to Jesus. And when they are not answered, they just make up other excuses. They make up other excuses for it. I know that, and when you said that West criticized American Christians in society today as not being positive enough when given the opportunity to help others. I mean proactive, sorry about that. Proactive enough to, when given the opportunity to help others. What can they do for you? What is it that West want the Christians to do for you or for him? When you really, really, really smoke on it, when you really want to know, there's nothing anyone can do for you, at least when it comes to being returning to the Father. Christians can't do anything about that. They can't help you with that. If they have not returned to the Father, they don't know how to point you back to the Father. There is a practical, physical sense that we help one another in the right time and in the right way. But when it comes to dealing with Jesus or God, nobody can help you at all. As a matter of fact, you can't even help yourself. And the sooner you know that, that's when help will come. I thought I was going to not ask Joel about this. I know Joel is dealing with this today on his show, Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Joel, come here for a minute if you can. It's because, okay, Christian Post, when asked about his success in the music industry and how he hasn't disappeared, West claimed that he is God, that he is God of himself. Watch this from Big Boy TV.
What we do if artists figured out their own distribution, and the punchline is we'd have to kill them. So I'll be surprised that I'm still alive every day.
How did you not so-called disappear? Like, because that's a hell of a fight.
Because, because I'm God. And anyone that disagree, I'm the God of me, and you can't tell me who I am. I can't tell y'all. I could tell y'all. It's y'all job to listen. I'm the God of me.
Breakdown.
What I think that he means is that he recognizes within himself that he doesn't need anybody else to provide for him or make things work for him or even to make things work in his life. He has the power within. I just think that he's confused on that it's not of himself, in my opinion.
Meaning that, but he doesn't need Jesus anymore then?
I think that he's mad that Jesus did, in my opinion, I think that he's mad that Jesus didn't get him what he wanted. And he's confused that Jesus didn't come to his aid when he wanted him to. And he's not understanding that just because he wants Jesus to come don't mean Jesus is going to come based off of his command. And I think that he feels a certain way about that.
And so you're not sure exactly what he meant. He's kind of Trying to read between the lines.
Well, just from watching interviews of him and seeing this interview, like he definitely has that mentality, and even the whole God thing, he definitely feels like he has this entitlement that he is he doesn't need anybody, which is true, but I think it's just misguided.
And so he done with Jesus?
I don't think he's done with I don't think he's done with Jesus. I think that he's just lost and mad because he's always been kind of like angry, like from the perspective of what we see and what the interviews and stuff like that. And because of that, I think that he's just confused and not sure what he wants. Because one time he did a gospel album, now he's doing a Vultures album, which is more secular, more sexual, sensual type of thing. And I think he's just a lost guy. That's what it seems like to me. But I don't think he's rejected Jesus completely. I think he's just mad.
Well, he said Jesus didn't answer, so he ain't doing it himself.
He just like how like a wife would get mad at the husband,
Right.
and just mad for no reason, but don't understand what's really going on. I think that's exactly what it is.
I would love to interview him.
I know.
Because this is not clear enough, and they're not asking him the right questions to really get it clear as to what he's saying. So he said that he is God.
Right. He's always said that, though.
That he is God?
Yeah.
And so why does he make his anger go away?
Right.
No, that's a question.
I think that he just...
if he's God, he could be free. He could make himself free.
Right, but I don't think he fully understands. Like, I understand what he means by when he says that he's God, is that he's recognizing that he has the power to overcome things or work on themselves or,
So then why does he
activate
make anger go away?
I don't think he knows how to do that part.
Well, he's God. God knows all.
I don't know. But I don't see
When he
it.
says that, and again, Joel is still just trying to figure out this is that what he's saying. He's not accusing West or anything.
Yeah.
But when West said when West criticized American Christians in society today, but not being proactive enough when given opportunity to help others, what do you want from them?
So he's basically saying that people. He's basically saying that people always want to pray for him.
You got to pray today just to make it today. You got to pray. And
I think because Christians have this thing where they think that, oh, I'll pray for you. Or like when they judge you, they'll say they'll pray, and they don't really do nothing or help. They're not really involved in any kind of way. So I think that's
help
what
with
he
what?
means. Like, that's what I'm saying. Christians think that if they pray for you, that's helping.
But West want what?
He does. I mean, support. I think that's what he really wants.
What
he
kind
wants
of support?
He wants people to understand. That's what it seems. It seems like a cry for understanding, a cry for appreciation, because people are always against him. And I think that he just cries out for just somebody to understand him.
So...
And he has family members, and too, he says in the clip, too, he has family members and people within his team who steal from him. And then, everybody's always talking about, I'll pray for you and all these things, but they're not actually doing anything as far as, like, not stealing from him, watching his back, not stabbing in his back, not turning on him. So I think he means it in that sense.
He doesn't realize human beings don't love one another?
Right.
They're evil?
Right.
He doesn't realize that?
No.
But he God. That doesn't sound like a wise God.
He's a lost person. It seems like a lost person.
He does. I wish him well.
Yeah.
And so now he's mad at the Christians and the Jews?
Well, he's always kind of had his disagreements with Christianity. Even when he did the gospel album, he says, they'll be the first ones to judge me, like a line in the song.
He's right about that.
He said, yeah, Christians will be the first one to judge him. And he's looking for answers, and he tries to go to the Christians, and they ain't got it. They just say, I'll pray for you.
Even the ones that are working for him, he pay him a paycheck and judging him.
Exactly.
They steal it from him, as you said,
steal it from him.
allegedly.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with your eyes?
I know.
The other one go.
I,
Are you eating allergic food or something?
it's
You
allergy
look like
season.
your wife beat you.
I was hoping it wasn't noticeable.
Yeah, you like this, look.
I was hoping nobody noticed, but now everybody's gonna notice.
How do you not
It's
know?
allergy.
It's like you holding your head back to try and look under your fat eyes.
And they're like watering too, so I'm trying to like not let them drip.
But last week, this one was messed up.
I
The
know.
left eye. Now this one.
I
Are you
know.
allergic to something?
It's allergy season, and when allergies, for one, it's never been like this, so I don't know what new type of allergies in the air in LA, but usually around this time, the allergies start flaring up, and it manifests in different ways, and now it's doing it.
Were you a
For my
sickly
eye.
baby?
Yeah. Growing up, it was pretty bad.
You were a sickly
Allergic
baby?
to everything.
You want some peanut butter?
Yeah, that'll set me off the edge.
Were you a formula baby or breastfeed baby?
You know what? This is my theory. I wasn't breastfed.
Oh, your mom is so selfish.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, I think that's why I have a lot of these. Because aren't you supposed? Don't you need it?
Yeah. You need all the vitamin, God-given stuff is in the
Yeah.
breast. It ain't in
Yeah.
the bottle from the drugstore.
Everybody else got it but me. So,
Your brothers and sisters were breastfed?
yep. And they don't have the allergies. They didn't have the issues. I've like grown out of a lot of them, like just returning to my own health and stuff like that. But growing up, I always had like real bad issues.
Your mama don't like you?
Guess not. I'm
She's
the
like, I
dark-
don't want the baby.
I'm the darkest one of her kids, so maybe she was racist.
I'm looking at your eye. You like
I
holding your head,
know.
worried about it. Your eyes are like this.
It's because it's heavy, so I got to balance. You can tell, you can see which part of it.
You have to be blind not to see it.
on the outside.
You have to
or-
be Stevie Wonder
so it don't,
not to see it.
but it don't look as this one look normal.
No,
like,
that one going down. It ain't all the way down. Cause right on the end, it's all swollen.
you can see.
On the way in, but this one, that's a new story. It's all red and I don't think you're supposed to rub it and stuff.
I haven't do nothing. I've been treating it as it's supposed to be treated, but
You sure anybody beating you?
no. I would say it'll make me look tougher.
You would say my woman beat me. That's gonna make you look
No, I
tough.
would say I got in a
you come
fight.
to work today every day with a big fat eye.
I would say I got in a fight and I won. I would say you should have seen the other guy. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start using that.
All right. So you're dealing with Kanye West issues today
A little bit,
on
yeah.
the Father's Day.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to go all the way with it because I don't know
It's
what he
hard to
means.
understand. Yeah,
It's not quite clear as to what he's really meaning about what he's saying.
yeah.
Unless it's in the interviews, have you watched the whole
I
interview?
watched about 75% of it, but I've seen most of his other interviews too. So that's why I can kind of understand where he's coming from. with it.
Right. And so one last thing, is he still doing gospel music?
No, that was actually brought up in the interview too. Is that like, what I always respected about Kanye is that he's just he's not trying to pretend. Maybe in that gospel music phase, he was trying to like he found God and got excited, or found him more or whatever and got excited, so he did the gospel thing. But now he's just back to being normal, regular, what he really feels.
Right.
But I always respected that he's just not trying to pretend to be anything.
He doesn't deal with the Jew issue anymore?
Nah, he kind of cooled it. He kind of cooled it or brought it back a little bit.
Oh, he
On
did?
it
Now he
seemed
got
like-
the Christians and the Jews.
But he said he has Jews that work for him.
Really?
Yeah, so
You have a Christian too?
yeah, Christians that work for him. Yeah,
I wish him well.
yeah.
When I come back, your phone calls and super chats. 888-77-JESSE. Bible Thumper Thursday. Thank you, Joel.
Yeah.
Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married, and the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good, or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't wanna be angry. You wanna speak up, you wanna disagree with what's going on, it's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear, you won't have doubt, you won't have worries, you'll be able to see, but you gotta stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Talking to Joel earlier about being breastfed or formula fed baby. And I reflected, my mother had 9 kids. It was 9 of us, and all of us were breastfed. She did not go down to the store to buy some milk. She used the God-given milk. That's interesting how things have changed. And I've noticed that whatever these stores are selling, the mothers are willing to go do it, as long as they don't have to do the work. What the Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake, Hake report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then after the Hake report, Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV from 9 to noon Pacific time, and after Joel Friday TV, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. From at 12 noon, energy given to him by God. And tonight, ladies, it's a ladies' forum, ladies' meeting tonight. Every third Thursday night for ladies only, first Thursday night for men only, Sunday mornings for everybody and their mama. And their mama. If you're black, everybody and their mama. And so come on down, ladies. It's going to be a doozy. These ladies that are attending these meetings, they are serious about working on themselves. They are serious about it. I have never seen, at least not in the last seven, a long time. I have never seen ladies be so honest about the hell in them and how they're working to overcome it. They just didn't know. Nobody told them that they needed to overcome the hell and what it really means to be born again of the Father, and that they needed to return to the Father. They just didn't know. And once they heard, they got to forgive mama. Every human being has to forgive mama and return to the Father. Otherwise, you can go down to the front of the church and accept Jesus, and that's about all you're going to get. You must forgive. Before you enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must forgive. Go and forgive. Before you enter into the kingdom of heaven, go and forgive. You're not getting into the kingdom with an evil heart. It just ain't going to happen. Whether your mind tells you that you are, That's the devil lying to you. So for Kanye, that's all the detail. Those are the details I have, and I don't want to assume that he's thinking something or saying something that he might not or might be saying. So it's interesting, though, that he asked Jesus for stuff he didn't get it. Amazing. The human heart is evil. I want you to know all human beings are possessed with evil. Their hearts are wicked. And evil hate you. Evil want to destroy you. And any human being that has not overcome evil, they are being destroyed within, and you can bank on it. They're going to go after you because they're evil and they need to feel a false sense of life. Let me go to Nolan, a first-time caller out of Canada. Nolan, as a matter of fact, ladies, the meet is at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I forgot to mention that. Nolan out of Canada, first-time caller. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse.
Hey, Nolan.
It's an honor to be on your show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Okay, so I got no one else to turn to. I thought I'd ask the wisest man I know, Jesse Lee Peterson. Do you have any advice for a young 20-year-old man trying to find love?
Trying to find love?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Do not look for love on the outside. It's in you already. No human being has love to give you. So it'll be a waste of time to look for it without. So I would recommend, if you haven't already done it, to start looking within, go and forgive your mother for turning you away from your father, and your father for not protecting you from your mother. When you forgive them, then God's going to change your heart from anger, which is hatred, to love, which is the nature of evil, to love, which is his nature, and you will have real love, and it's going to blow your mind, and it won't be based on anything on the outside. It will be pure love. It will be the light unto your feet. It will give you perfect peace, and you will never look for love again.
Do you think that there are soulmates, Jesse?
No.
No, you don't think God made a perfect person for me?
He made the right person for you if it's meant to be. And so if you put seeking him first, if it's meant for you to have a wife or a girlfriend / wife, then he will add that unto you, and it'll be the right person, especially with you working on yourself, and you will have a marriage that will last until death do you part. But you would not need her. You would not try to get love from her. You would not try to get anything from her. And if she decides to leave, you will be fine with that. And if she stays, you'll be fine because you will not need her.
Wise words, Jesse. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So have you gone and forgiven your mother?
No, but I was actually going to do that today.
Yeah.
I was watching your show all night, and I was about to do that.
Okay, so stop looking for love. Forgive your mother, forgive your father, and love will take over your life. It would be amazing. All right, let me know how it goes.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Wait, can I get a he white before
Are you
let
white?
me go?
Are you white?
Yes, I am.
He white.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Amazing. 888-77-53773. Let me go to India and talk to Aman. Aman, welcome to the show, Aman. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well.
I asked Sean yesterday to give me
Hold on, Aman. Your phone, you sound like you're on a outdoors phone. Let me go to Charles, 888-7753-773 out of Texas. Charles, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, Charles.
All right, awesome. I'm a long-time listener, multiple-time caller since about 2017. And so a lot of what I think and talk about has been shifted since that period of time due to different experiences I've had based on this show and the different advice that you give. I wanted to answer your question, the biblical question.
Do you have morals and values? If so, where did you find them?
I found that I believe that people do have morals and values.
How about you?
Have morals and values.
How about you?
I believe I have morals and values.
And where did you find them?
They come from God.
And what are your morals and values?
Well, I can't just. I don't think I would be able to delineate them all out for you one by one. But I think knowing right from wrong, good from bad, you know. And
so you know right from wrong?
Not in everything, but I believe in most things, yes.
And if they're from God, why don't you know right from wrong in everything?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I believe that if human beings are left up to their own devices,
no, we're talking about you.
Well, if I was left, put it like this: then if I was left up to my own self and my nature, and didn't have any intervention from God, I would be a much worse off person than I am, not only to myself and destructive to myself, but to other people.
But if you have morals and values and you say they came from God,
yes.
Why don't you know all of them then? Why don't you have all of that?
Well, you know, Jesse, there are things that happen in the universe that are consistent, that are fact, but we don't always understand them. There are things that's going on in the universe that are happening out in space.
How do you know that your morals and values are the ones you have? How do you know that they are from God?
Because I believe that the same God that told Adam don't eat from the tree of knowledge is the same God that gave me those morals and values.
And what are your morals and values?
To do right, to love my fellow man as I love myself.
And so, how do you know what's right?
For the things that I can identify that are right, I think God has placed those things in my heart to be able to identify them.
Are you able to give me an example of one thing that's right? That you know is right?
Yes. Do not kill.
Do not kill?
Do not kill. Do not kill another person.
What do you mean by that?
Well, on I should not have the inclination to kill another person. Like do not. One of the commandments: do not kill.
And what do you mean by that?
That I should not kill another person.
Why not?
Because it's against God's law.
It is, even in self-defense.
Well, no. I don't think that may be an exception. That is an exception.
Did God say, well, self-defense is an exception?
Well, no, he didn't necessarily say it's an exception.
So then how do you know that it's an exception?
You know what? These biblical questions are very good at making you think.
That's what I put them out there
and
for.
That's why I appreciate them. I might have to go back to the drawing board on what I think about these questions.
Well, I appreciate you, Charles, and I'll put I want to kind of talk to you about it, but I got to wait, and I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you, man.
I have another question for you. This is my second part of it.
Yeah.
Or what I really called in for. Since, when this first conflict started with the Israelis and the Arabs, October 7th, I thought to myself, just like I thought before, in one of the most holiest places on earth, supposedly, Jerusalem and Bethlehem and all these different sites, you have people who they pray 5 times a day. The Jews they live by the Torah every day. You know, the Muslims, they, you know, do whatever they do, their religious practices every day. But yet and still, they kill each other. They do a lot of different things that appear to go against their religious text or what they're taught as far as, you know, life is concerned and dealing with each other. The same goes for what you were saying earlier with Christians, you know, in the Bible, and how it, you know, it's an instruction manual supposedly to teach people how to live. And you see the most violent people in places where you would expect to see the most religious or the most holy, God-fearing people who live by the word of God. You know, black people going to church and I hate to bring black people into it again. You know, the blacks, they go to church, a lot of them on Sundays. They spend 3-4 hours in there. You got churches on every corner, you know. But at the same time, when they leave there, where do those feelings go, I guess, or the things that they've, you know, learned every Sunday? What happens between the time the Muslim prays in the morning and when he prays at night that allows them to do the things that they do? What happens with the Jewish person that allows them to do the things that they do, you know, when they get up from praying?
How come the Muslims pray 5 times a day?
I do not know.
Oh.
I do not know. I heard you yesterday saying if you haven't been to Israel, I wouldn't allow you in heaven.
Right.
And I believe that. I have one of my goals is to visit Israel one day.
You haven't gone yet?
You know, I haven't gone yet.
Oh,
so
my God.
Hopefully I don't die. I will make it, though. I will
make it.
Oh,
my God.
It's in my heart to go. I will make it there.
Yeah.
You know, but as far as that situation is concerned,
let me tell you this.
You know,
the reason they're fighting one another and the reason the Christians fight one another and judge and hate and carry on, and the Muslim and the Jews and all that, is because they don't know God. They just intellectually know about him, but their hearts have not changed. Their hearts are still wicked, and they have no love, because if they had love, if they had been really truly returned to the Father, all wars would end immediately. It would stop right now, just like there would be no wars. There would be only peace on earth. But they intellectually, the Muslims, the Jews, the Christians, they intellectually know about God, and that's of the devil. And they stop right there, and then the war start because now they feel they got to act like a Christian. They got to do what the Jews and Christians and Muslims should be doing. And just start a war because they're on an ego trip. They've not been born again of the Father.
Right.
They have no love.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, I said the last point I wanted to make was that with this situation, you know, I remember early on you were saying, you know, you don't have to take a side, and I don't think that I've taken a side, but some of my, you know, Muslim friends think that I have taken a side. But my thing, you know,
you can't do anything about what they think, because
exactly
they'll say what they want. Their mind in hell, and they're being driven by the devil. So as long as you know in your heart what you know, but don't worry about what someone else think.
Yeah, I told him, you know, I felt very ignorant when this situation first started. It seemed like something out of the ordinary, and I did, you know, as much research as I could about it. I don't know everything, all the ins and outs and all that kind of stuff, but I do know they keep calling this thing a genocide, and I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's a suicide.
Well, one thing for sure, you're not going to know the truth about wars, because the people involved in wars, they're doing it for themselves. They're doing it for money, and they're doing it for a false sense of ego pride.
Right.
But I got to run, Charles. Thank you for your call, man.
Awesome.
Okay.
Nice talking to you, Jesse.
You too, buddy. Thank you. And I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. What's wrong?
You let it click.
What?
You let it click.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah, huh?
He hung up before I can hang it up.
That's called letting it click.
Oh. What? Let me go to Ronnie out of Ohio. Ronnie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Uncle Jesse, how you doing today?
All is well, sir. Thank you for calling.
Absolutely. I wanted to do some Bible thumping, but before I do that, could I touch on something the last caller just talked about?
Yes.
And it kind of ties into your comments about Kanye and what he was saying about instead of just praying, you could do something. That last caller mentioned the black churches and the black community. And I've always wondered if they're doing enough to keep the community safe. It's chaotic in a lot of black communities, and I haven't seen black churches step up in a way to help solve that problem.
By doing what?
Kind of
what can they do?
Do you think that there's nothing they can do?
Like what? I don't know what they can do, no.
So to me, churches are supposed to be the beacon of safety, and that's where the people who are feeling helpless in the community could go to get help.
What kind of help?
I think that if
whatever
type of help
right.
they need,
I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. I'm just wondering what kind of help can churches do to make a community safe?
Right. So if they're doing a better job of taking care of those families that are in need instead of them
like how,
going
for
out.
example?
So if churches are taking people's tithes in, if people tithe to a church and that church knows that a family is in need of food or clothes, they should provide it to them instead of kind of saying, we'll pray for you and then you figure it out.
Why should they provide it? Those people should take care of themselves.
So they should ignore the problem and let it persist?
It's not the church's problem that somebody refuses to take care of themselves. Because if you, let's say they're like, oh, I'm hungry. And you go and you feed them, you're going to have to keep going over there feeding them because they know you just fed them. And all they're going to do is sit there and get hungry again.
So that's not the suggestion that I'm making. I'm not saying feed a man because you only feed them for a day. You got to teach them how to fish so that they can be self-sufficient, self-sustainable.
And how does a church teach you that?
The same way anybody would.
What?
They don't provide counseling services, and then again providing. If people in that community are giving 10% of their income to that church should be taking care of the community. Not with just
that's
prayer.
Not why people
it should be taken care of with action.
That's not why people should be giving tithe and offering to churches if they want to, if they can afford to. They should be doing it because the preacher is pointing them back to the Father, not because they're expecting the preacher to come over there with some food.
So I'm not even suggesting that. I don't think I said that. I think you kind of took what I said and maybe twisted it or added something to it. I'm not saying that the issues in the black community are a problem created by the church, and I'm not saying that they're the only ones that can fix it. I'm asking the question. No,
I didn't say you said they were created. I'm just saying that there's nothing the church can do to help the community.
That's where I disagree.
Why?
Because I think that churches are equipped to help communities. They're in the communities. They don't pay taxes.
But they're not there to feed the people.
And they should know the people in the community.
They're not there to feed the people food or help them find jobs. Ronnie, can you hold?
Absolutely.
All right, hold on. 888-7753-773. Let me take a quick break. 2 more hours to go. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news, and I'll be back in a moment. One line open, 888-77-JESSE. So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer.
I know some people have called in and they wonder if the silent prayer is working. And I just want to take a second and to tell them that it works. You just have to stick with it.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I started doing before I even forgave my parents. And I was so depressed and suicidal at some times that I just would have to stop in the middle of my job or whatever I was doing and go into the silent prayer. And it really does help. Like, I don't have those anymore.
Amazing. You haven't seen anything yet. Doubt every thought. Bring every thought into captivity. Just let them all pass. Don't judge them. You haven't seen anything. It gets better and better and better and easier, easier, easier. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 of Bible Thumper Thursday, March 21st, AD 2024. This is the Women's Forum night, ladies. Tonight is the Women's Forum. It's third Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. at Bond in Los Angeles. Rebuildingtheman.com/events. Rebuildingtheman.com/events. JLP will be right back to your calls. The lines are full, guys. But first, Hake news, not fake news. A whole lot of people are unhappy. You heard about this yesterday on the Hake Report and in Hake News. Well, the ladies at the Skim are reporting on it today. I mentioned it from CNN yesterday, yes. The new report revealed Americans' happiness is dropping, particularly among young so-called adults. Weak, girly, precious Elmo, by the way, back in January, end of January, asked people on the internet how they're doing, and he got an earful. It's a fake puppet from Sesame Street, fake precious puppet Elmo, the red one. Anyway, for the first time since the report, this happiness report was launched in 2012, the U.S. no longer ranks in the top 20 happiest countries, falling from 15th place to 23rd place. All age groups reported a decline in happiness, so-called happiness, but there was a stark difference between older Americans and younger Americans. Also in Canada, same thing. To a lesser extent, Australia and New Zealand, I reported yesterday. Americans aged 60 and up ranked 10th globally for happiness. They're the top 10 happiest older folks. 60's not that old, right? Under 30s in the U.S. ranked 62nd in grades. Negative emotions were also more frequent among women of all ages, of course, because they're encouraged to worry their pretty little heads. What a mess. Negative emotions. Experts say young adults are having a midlife crisis well before becoming middle-aged. Many point to polarization, social media use, economic inequality, give me a break, between generations as potential factors. Then there's the fact that many young adults, so-called, are dealing with loneliness and anxiety that could be attributed to, in part to the China virus scamdemic, which affected people's education, careers, and ability to build community. If you're looking to turn things around, experts say increasing social interactions, getting out in nature, and finding a sense of purpose can help. People are actually so-called happy in Finland, as you may have heard. Other Nordic countries also ranked among the top 5, Denmark and others. Denmark, really? Experts say that's largely due to those countries' national social support programs, so they claim. Yeah, right. And positive health outcomes. Health outcomes, communist buzzword. And also probably a high-trust society. They did mention this high-trust society. The ladies at the Skim don't. Homogenous, maybe? Having a healthy work-life balance. Healthy work-life balance also apparently helps, they claim. Their latest report is sounding the alarm about the well-being of young adults in the United States, say the ladies at the Skim. It comes as officials and experts have been warning about the loneliness epidemic and consequences of social media, which is degenerate. What a mess, huh? EV Joe stands for Evil Joe. Boosting EVs, electric vehicles, artificially propping them up. The ladies at the Skim report yesterday, the evil Biden administration finalized new rules that limit tailpipe pollution from passenger cars and trucks. That's gasoline vehicles, petrol if you're one of those foreigners. It's part of a wider effort to steer the country toward electric vehicles and hybrid cars. The rules won't go, also known as socialism, communism. The rules won't go in effect overnight to give automakers time and flexibility to decide how to comply. The EPA, Evil Environmental Protection Agency, so-called, total misnomer, I think, said Biden's plan originally proposed half of all vehicles be electric by 2030. Now gives automakers until 2032 to cut emissions. Still, some climate activists, communists, green is the new red, hailed the move as a significant step in reducing America's greenhouse gas emissions. Gas cars make about 1/5 currently, supposedly. What a mess. Republican states and fossil fuel companies could challenge the new rule in court. Fossil fuels. I'm James Hake.
themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. Also, we're rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question for this week: do you have morals and values? If so, where did you find them? Do you have morals and values? If so, where did you find them? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about doing whatever you're doing and just don't have time to sit and watch the show live, you can podcast anywhere in the whole wide world. We're heard around the world by everybody and their mama. And you can podcast the show, but you can be listening while you're doing whatever you're doing by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. Follow us on X, JLP Talk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, and you all know what to do. To donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. Check it out. And some of you might not be aware, but go and subscribe and follow the JLP Radio Network on YouTube and Instagram. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It's also amazing that it's the second hour already of the show. It's amazing that it is Bible Thumper Thursday.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Turn around and look at these people. What?
From the Lord. I got what I wanted from the Lord. I'll go back to Washington. Oh, yes, I will. I'm a Southern Baptist. They don't believe in tongues. But God said it. I want it.
God said it, and I believe it. God said it, and I believe it. Amazing. Let me go back to Ronnie. I had to put Ronnie on hold there. Ran out of time in that first hour there, out of Ohio. Ronnie, thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Yeah. So kind of just to tie up what I was saying about the churches.
Right.
And I know most of your callers, I know your view is, for the most part, that black communities aren't safe. And my point is that churches, especially the black churches, aren't doing enough to help solve that problem. It's not totally up to the church to solve the problem, and the church didn't create the problem, but still they aren't doing enough to solve it.
And you say they should be doing what is enough?
So churches don't pay taxes because they're charitable organizations. So I think that black churches should be more charitable and help solve the problem of violence and poverty in the black community.
By doing
and
what?
I don't think that that's like being charitable.
By doing what?
You need examples of,
Yeah.
of churches being charitable.
What should the churches be doing to resolve violence and poverty?
So I know your church has men's forums, women's forums, and then you have a good fellowship where it's conversational and people can have their minds open, they can speak more, and they can get brought closer to God. That doesn't always happen in the black churches. You mentioned black churches being in church all day, sun up to sundown, and not necessarily turning people towards God.
Well, that
So they
is
could
the
do a better job of that.
responsibility to point them back to the Father. Is
I
there
agree.
something
You
else
said
they need to
it's
be
not
doing?
the church's. It's not the church's responsibility to turn people towards God.
No, it is the church's responsibility to point the people back to the Father. That is the
And I think that the
responsibility. What else is their
Yeah.
responsibility beyond that?
It's up for debate. I just don't think that they're doing enough. And if somebody does think they're doing enough, I would rather hear their examples of the things that black churches
Right.
are doing,
But what
as opposed
is-
to me just grabbing things out of the air and throwing it at you.
Okay, and I understand that, but other than pointing them back to the Father, is there anything else that you can think of that the churches should be doing?
Not right now. I think turning them back towards the Father would be a huge leap towards success. I can't really think of any other examples outside of the fish fries and the men's forums and women's forums, kind of like you do.
They because if you turn the people back to the fathers, violence and crime will end immediately. It would just stop. It would be over.
Yeah, and that's my point.
Yeah.
Because if they were doing that, then it wouldn't be as violent and there wouldn't be as much crime as there is.
There would be none if they return to the
Yep.
Father. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate
Agreed.
that,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, I wanted to do the Bible thumping on Jesus.
Oh,
That
okay.
was kind of why I called.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I know people try to say that Jesus had anger because he was flipping over tables.
Right.
But if you look at the scripture, it doesn't say that he flipped them over. And then when he told them that they were turning his father's house into a den of robbers, he didn't yell it. So for people to kind of read that scripture and think that Jesus was angry and he was cussing people out and he was yelling and carrying on, none of the scriptures say that. John describes it as him yelling, but Matthew, Mark, and Luke say that he said those things.
Right.
And then right after that, when he came across the fig tree, you can see him yelling at the fig tree and cursing the fig tree. So if he was ever angry, it was then when he was hungry and didn't get anything from the fig. But when he, quote unquote, overturned the tables, it doesn't say that he flipped them over or that he was going crazy.
Amazing. Thank you, man. That's deep.
No problem.
Thank you, Ronnie. Amazing.
All right, have a good week now.
You too, buddy. 888-7753-773. That's one line open now. I want to just tell you this. It was mentioned that, I think it was mentioned today or maybe some other time, how the Christians judge one another, how they have no love, how they really don't know God. They just know about him intellectually. And they quote the Bible, and then quoted the Bible, Satan deceived them to make them think that they know God or Jesus. They just have an idea about God and don't know him. And they get these, and from these ideas about God, they get feelings. And sometimes those feelings are like good feelings, what they call good feelings. All feelings are, well, those feelings are evil feelings. But they associate that with knowing Jesus, right? And it's a mess, but it's all intellectual. They have all of your ideas about Jesus are wrong, about God are wrong. Ideas about God is not knowing God. Reading about God in the Bible is not knowing God. Getting warm, fuzzy feelings about God from reading the Bible is not knowing God or even talking about God to other people. When you get to the point where you cannot judge your fellow man, then you'll be free. And I don't mean intellectually not judge when there's nothing in you to judge. You're going to know what freedom is and what love is. And you can get to that point. You can't, but paying attention to yourself will bring you to that point. It really will. According to John 8, the teachers of religious law and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in an act of adultery. They said to Jesus, the law of Moses said to stone her. What do you say? He said, let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone. And Christians will throw a stone right away. They don't even know if it's true or not. They throw the stone. Anyway, without saying throw the first stone, Jesus said to the woman, didn't even one of them condemn you? No, Lord. If she was black, she said, no, Lord, have mercy. No, Lord, she said. And Jesus said, neither do I. Go and sin no more. Amazing. This is from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
This woman was taken in adultery, in the very act. Now Moses, in the law, commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou?
He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her.
They're like, what the?
Where are those thine accusers? Hath no man condemned thee?
No man, Lord.
Neither do I condemn thee. Go and sin no more.
Amazing how Jesus didn't condemn her, but all the sinners condemned her. What the? Maybe that's what Kanye West is talking about. I don't know, but maybe. And most people don't realize, another thing I just realized while watching that, Jesus always has good hair and a nice beard. I've never seen a Jesus with bad hair and a bad beard. I wonder if he shaved his own beard. Amazing. And I want you to know your problems are not with the world, it's with you in your world. All of your issues is with you, inside of you, and you can't blame anyone else for them. When you left home, you already screwed up. And then you run into a situation that remind you that you're screwed up. And rather than realizing that you're insane, you blame the person that the incident that caused you to realize you're insane, but you won't say, I'm insane. Let me overcome this. If it's not in you, no one can make you angry. If it's not already within you, no one can make you have fear. If it's not already within you, no one can make you feel lonely or suicidal thoughts. It's already there. And the situation is allowing you to see it. According to Mark, speaking of your problems is not with the world, according to Mark 7, he went on. What comes out of a person is what defiles them. For it is from within, out of a person's heart, that evil thoughts come. That is so true. Make you want to slap your mama. From a person's heart, that evil thoughts come. All these evils come from inside and defiles a person. This is from the incredible journey. Watch this.
Don't you see that nothing that enters a person from the outside can defile them?
Yeah.
For it doesn't go into their heart, but into their stomach,
Yeah.
and then out of the body. He went on, what comes out of a person is what defiles them. For it is from within, out of a person's heart, that evil thoughts come. Sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, lewdness, envy, slander, arrogance, and folly. All these evils come from inside and defile a person.
The Pharisees taught that you became a sinner when you allowed what was outside you in the sinful world into your life. But the teaching of Jesus was the opposite. Jesus tells them clearly that nothing that enters a person from the outside can defile them, but instead, the things that defile us come from inside ourselves, from our own hearts.
That's so deep. That is so deep, I don't even know what to do with it. That's so true. Salvation is of the heart. And everyone that has anger has an evil heart. And never trust an angry person. Their hearts are wicked, and they will destroy you or try. I don't care if it's family members or whomever. Husband, wife, children. If your heart is angry, you're wicked and you have no love. And the interesting thing about that, while you're trying to hurt someone else with your wicked words, with your wicked revenge, with your wicked whatever, you are hurting on the inside. You're burning in hell because you're miserable on the inside. Everything is within. That's amazing. It's so true. If only you will look within and watch what's happening inside of you, that's the only way you're going to believe that it's true. You got to see it. And once you see it, it will disappear. The heart will change from anger to love, and the love, which is the nature, the light of the Father, will destroy the ego, and all that other junk that you picked up along the way will disappear. It will be taken away because all evil. Amazing. Let me go to a first-time caller out of Maryland, Jim. Jim, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Reverend Peterson. How you doing this morning?
Fine. You can just call me Jesse, Jim.
Well, first of all, Jesse, I'd like to let you know that for the past 7 years, I started listening and watching your show while in college, and it has transformed my life. I forgave my father and my mother. I have found God, and life has never been more amazing.
Oh, amazing. Right on. Well, stay with us, stay with us, stay with it, Jim. It only gets better.
Yes, sir. So I actually have a question in regards to my youngest sister.
Okay.
All right. So unfortunately, my youngest sister, she has not found her way yet because for the last several months, she's been making videos on YouTube disrespecting our mother, disrespecting our sisters who both had babies the year prior. And it's coming from a place of hurt. Now, she has blocked and cut off everybody in the family except for me and our grandmother. And she invited us to her college graduation coming up in May. So my question to you is this. When I see her in May, should I confront her and tell her to stop this and try to find her way to God? Or should I, just go there and be cordial, but not bring up the situation? Because it really is affecting our family. Our mother's very upset about it. Our sister's disown her, and it's taking a toll on us.
I wouldn't plan whether I'm going to say something about it or not. I would have a wait and see about it, see what happens. But I would definitely go if I wanted to. I'll have fun. I will enjoy the day and just see what happens. And I will also encourage you not to take sides. Don't take her side and don't take your mama's side, your other sister's other side, because the fight is not with you and your sister, it's with your sister and those people. So don't take sides either way, and you will be guided in the way to deal with it.
And I agree with you totally, which is why I'm the only person that she seems to talk to.
Right.
It's just that I feel, it's just like you said before, a woman cannot know God unless she is led by a man. And this is a situation where I feel like
she can know God without being led by a man. All she has to do is to get to see her heart, to know that her heart is wicked, angry. And if she go and forgive her mother and forgive her father, God will forgive her just as he would any man. So a woman should not wait to have a man before she work on herself.
Well, I meant more along the lines of, should I pass the information to her, or is that something she should learn on her own?
Only if you see in the moment to do it, because she might not be ready for it. But if you just keep your eyes on you and don't take a side, don't take your family side, your mama, your sister, or her, and you stay working on you, you will see what to do. Because she might not be ready to overcome it. And so if you offer her information about it, she may reject it and be mad at you for imposing that on her.
That makes total sense. Here you are, once again, helping people help themselves, and that shows how amazing you are.
Amazing. So go and have fun. And when you see your mama, your sister, and other, they be talking about this other sister, don't even join conversation with them about her. And when you see your sister that's just like these folks, don't join in with her about them. It has nothing to do with you. It's on them, and you're not a part of it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And have a blessed day.
You too, buddy. 888-7753-773. One line open. Chase is a first-time caller out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Chase, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Mr. Peterson. It's nice to talk to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to call you because I have trouble, I guess. Back then, my father, he told me that he was going through a lot of things and like suicide and stuff. And he actually had cut his wrist. And he told me when I was looking at him that he wanted to go to hell. And since then, it's been bothering me.
So he told you why, when he cut his wrist, he said to you, I want to go to hell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just wondering, like, how can I forgive?
Forgive what?
Because it weighs on my conscience a lot, and I think about it.
Why does it weigh on your conscience that he wanted to go to hell?
Because I love God, and I wouldn't want to see him like that.
But if you love God, there would be no such thing as something weighing on your conscience.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
How old were you at the time that happened?
I was around probably like 17, 16.
Oh, okay. So you didn't know at the time, but had you known and your father cut his wrist and he was like, I want to go to hell, you would have been able to see and say to him, you're already in hell, fool. That's why you cut your wrist.
Yeah.
You're already in hell. And so don't hold that against him. He was blind and cannot see, but you're not responsible for him cutting his wrist. And he's already in hell. Anyone that cut their wrist already in hell. That's why they're cutting it. Anyone that's lonely, anyone that's angry, anyone that's jealous and strife and call themselves alcoholic, add all these different names to themselves, they're doing it because they're already in hell.
Wow, that's crazy you say that because he actually is an alcoholic. And I don't want to take them tendencies because I tend to drink a lot too. And I'm trying to get out of that. So.
And is he still living?
Yeah, he is. I don't live far from him.
You don't live far from him?
Right. So I could go see him at any time.
You should forgive him for his weakness, because as a child, you expect your parents to be strong, to be right. And to see his weakness as a child can cause you to resent him. So I would ask him, what's wrong with him? Why is he that way? Because he definitely needs to forgive his mother. And he's yearning for his father. And so he's living in hell by living in the imagination. He's living in hell, and the devil, which is of the imagination, is causing him to, or encourages him to kill himself and to drink and to stay in hell. But you have no responsibility for him being in hell.
Okay.
Have you forgiven your mother?
Yeah, I like to say I have. I told her I forgave her before for what she's done, but I feel like after I've done that, she's still done wrong things to me.
And so you went to your mother and told her you were sorry for hating her?
I didn't say I was sorry for hating her.
What did you say to her?
Because I never felt like I hated her.
What did you say to her?
I told her that that whatever happened in the past and all that, I won't dwell on, and that everything was going to be okay.
So you lied?
Yeah, I guess.
Because everything is not okay, and you still resent her, you still hate her, you're still angry at her, which is all the same. And when you can see that, yes, she did this and she was wrong, but you're wrong for being angry, and that's what forgiveness is, because you're judging her. When you're angry, you're judging someone, and when you judge, you're catching hell yourself. But when you apologize for being angry at her, then God will forgive you, and she won't be able to continue to do things to you.
Okay, well, she's in the hospital right now because she just had surgery.
Well, hurry up and go there before she die.
No, it's not that bad. I seen her last night, but I am gonna forgive her, and I'm gonna go have a talk with my dad.
And forgive your father too. So what?
Yeah, I will. I said that's gonna be the hardest thing for me, is going to talk to my dad.
Why?
Because we had a falling out a while back, and we talk now, but it just doesn't feel like real love, you know.
And what does real love feel like?
I guess kind of like the sensation I get when I'm around my mother, because she kind of raised me.
Oh, so you think the sensation you feel around your mother is love?
More or less than around my father, yeah.
But the sensation that you feel around your mother is hate. That's not love. That's anger.
Okay.
Love has no sensation. Only the devil's love has sensations. It's all ego, it's all hate. When you forgive, you're going to have a love that has no feelings. It's a light unto you, and it has no feeling. It expects nothing from no one. It doesn't judge. It feels neither anger nor pain. It's just free. You have perfect peace.
Right.
You don't love your mother. You resent your mother because your mother has turned you away from your father.
Yeah, she has. She told me, because she told me back then, like, he abused her and all this other stuff. And my dad always told me, well, son, you don't know the truth.
See there?
So,
and she told you that so she can turn you away from your father and recreate her image. Your mother is evil.
Okay.
Hold on. Can you hold?
Yeah, I can hold.
888-7753-773. A quick break. Back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them. And blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663. All right, folks, welcome back. You got to take responsibility for your own life as adults. No human being, no money, no house, no car, no fame or fortune can save you. No going down to the front of the church and accepting Jesus. And all you want to talk about is Jesus. It's not going to work. Sorry. Well, when I say sorry, I mean I am sorry. I'm going to say you're lost. Tonight is the Women's Forum, every Thursday night for ladies only. Tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time for ladies only. And then at 9 a.m. this morning, the Hake report. The Hake report at 9, from 9 to 11 a.m. And after that, Joel Friday TV, he black. And then the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. A real pilot. Not an affirmative action pilot. A Google pilot. The real deal. And tomorrow at 12 noon, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, a very, very interesting brand new episode of the Fallen State.tv. The Fallen State.tv. I had a interesting discussion with Fatima Gilliam. Fatima Gilliam. She is a racist ethicist, attorney, and author of Race Rules. What your black friend won't tell you. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Are you black or white?
I am black.
Did y'all have a white mailman? Maybe you should put a sign on that says, I'm black.
Jesse, I think out the gates it's clear that you and I have completely divergent political views on things.
Could the black person be racist as well?
No, because I don't believe that black people can be racist.
What's wrong with you? The great white hope. What do you think?
I think that those look like they are perfect as dog chew toys.
What a mess! Very interesting discussion tomorrow at 12 noon on the FallenState.tv. Support the Fallen State. The FallenState.tv/donate or locals.com. All right? And last but not least for now, for personal shout-outs, I do them myself. Personal shout-outs, go to cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Birthday shout-outs, weddings, anniversaries, and congratulations, encouragement, whatever it might be. I forgot to mention to you that yesterday was the Great White Hope's youngest son's birthday. Barron. His name Barron, right? Baron's birthday yesterday. He turned 18 years old. Isn't that amazing? Happy birthday, Baron. What? Let me go back to Chase out of Georgia. First time caller out of Georgia. Hey, Chase.
Hey, Jesse.
You said you went and forgave your mother, you believed, but yet she tended to bother you. What does she do?
So more or less, it's not really now that she does because I moved out on my own, so I don't live with her no more. But I guess it's still the thoughts in my head that just thinking about it, you know.
Are you able? How old are you?
I'm 22.
22. Are you able to speak up to her as a grown man now?
Yeah.
And you can tell her how the cow ate the cabbage?
Yeah.
Good. Well, when you see her again, I recommend you try to see her soon. You apologize for resenting her for turning you away from your father because your mother should have never said those things to you about your father. Children don't want to hear that about either parent. They love both parents. And when if the father did that to you about her or she did that, they turn you away. And it's not good to be turned away from the father because when the mothers turn the children from the fathers, they turn them away from God. And then you suffer.
Right. And I've learned that listening to you these past 3 days because I never really watched you. And it just seems like before I go to sleep, I want to listen to you. And then when I wake up, I want to listen to you. So.
Well, and then, and so I'm sorry, but tell me again why it's difficult to face your father?
I guess because when I was younger, I used to be scared. And it's kind of just like resonated, you know?
Well, then with both of them, you're going to be shaking in your boots, but you shaking your boots. And forgiveness is to apologize for being angry at them because anger is hatred, it is judgment. And when you forgive for being angry, because they can help themselves, what your mother has done to you, her mother did it to her. And it passed on from generation to generation until someone forgive. And what your father, whatever it is he has done to you or did not help you, it was because he resents his mother as well. He's yearning for his father. And so your parents could not help themselves.
Yeah, that's actually really true because he doesn't have his father in his life. He never liked him.
Yeah.
So.
And I guarantee you his mother turned him against his father, which in return turned him against God.
Which she did because she turned to a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, my
when
God.
He was younger.
Oh, my God.
And she's still Jehovah's Witness.
What a mess.
So it feels hard for me to even talk to my grandma, which is his mother.
Right.
Because when I'm around her and stuff, it just feels like it doesn't feel like when I was younger, it felt like my grandmother. But now it just doesn't really feel like it. You know, she doesn't contact me. So maybe I need to reach out to her.
Well, if you have anger against her, you should forgive her too, because her mother screwed her up, and she screwed her kids up, and their kids going to screw them up if they don't forgive.
Okay.
So I want you to encourage you to forgiveness is that I'm wrong for being angry at you guys. I realize now that you can help yourself because they're angry too. They can't see what they're doing.
Okay.
Right.
And just one other thing before I go, because I'm at work. So I have a bad tendency. Like, I really believe in God and I love God, and I try to talk to Him every day. But I just have a bad thing with lust for girls that I don't love. I'm always having sex with them or touching myself or having anal sex. So what is a way that I can fix that so I can get back right with God?
When you, a couple of things. When you forgive your mother and father, then God is going to change your heart from anger to love. And that is all ego. None of those things are you. So when you feel that way, don't call it you. Just see that you're having those thoughts. Those are not your thoughts. And those are not your feelings. Those are the evil spirits that made a home in your mind and the emotions of the body when you were made to resent your parents, when they caused you to become angry. So are you doing this, my silent prayer?
I'm not. I see you talk about it because I just started
okay.
listening to you 3 days ago.
Go to rebuildingtheman.com and do the silent prayer so God can bring you out of your imagination. All that stuff is in your mind, but not in you. You're not your thoughts, and you're not the feelings. And so don't call them you anymore. It's enough to see the thoughts about that. And be careful not to put all the details on the radio. We're on the radio. We have kids listening. All right? But the next time the thought come like that and the feeling come, just notice it. Don't call it you. And God, it's all ego. It's of the devil. And God will take it away from you.
Okay. Well,
also,
after I do that, after I forgive my parents, I want to give you a call back.
Okay. Yeah, give me a call. And again, I want you to, once you forgive, the light going to come on of God in your heart. And He's going to shine it on your imagination, which is darkness. You are not the thoughts. You are not those feelings. And when you can just see it and don't judge yourself about it, those spirits will have to leave you.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
And last thing, God is not holding that against you at all. You're already right with God. It's just not you that you've been calling you and making you think that you're not right with God. God is not judging you at all because He knows that it's not you, but it's those spirits in your mind and body. So you're doing fine with God. You just have to overcome the devil.
Okay.
Let me know how it goes, all right?
All right. Thank you, Jesse. I will.
All right, buddy. Amazing. 888-7753-773. Super chat. Super
Chats. Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Danny bought a coffee. All right, Jesse and the lads. Jesse, if you still have vices, is the devil still your father? For example, someone who's smoking but watching himself do it, but just can't stop it. Would it be a battle going on between the devil and God's light coming through?
I'm a little confused about the question.
If you still have vices, is the devil still your father?
No. When you forgive, salvation's of the heart. When you forgive, then God become your father. Well, He was already your father. You just didn't know it, but you return to your father, right? And then the light of God will destroy the imagination, because it's the darkness of the imagination that you have been identified with. And so if you're still smoking, just see it, watch this. Try not to do it, of course. Don't just run to it. But let's say you hold off for a day or 3 or 4 hours a day or whatever, and the urge becomes so strong. Just watch yourself get in the pot or the cigarette, whatever it is. Watch yourself rolling it. Watch yourself lighting it up. Watch if it's pot and you go like this. Watch yourself going like that. Or if it's just a cigarette and you take the first smoke, you go, oh, I feel so much better. Watch that, but don't call it you. Don't identify with it. It will be taken away. You'll lose the appetite. The Father will destroy the darkness. So you'll be fine. Thank you.
Also on buymeacoffee.com, Daniel from Texas country is now a silver member on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He says, I'm getting revelation. Is this something I keep to myself and tell no one? Would it be casting pearls to swine?
I wouldn't plan either way. I just wouldn't impose it on people. I wouldn't all of a sudden become a preacher of the truth. I would just quietly live my life and let God take over even your words. He would cause you to tell someone when and if you need to. It'll be the right time and the right person. Amazing. Thank you.
Daniel from Texas country, also on Buy Me a Coffee, asks, Is it okay? Is it okay to do the silent prayer while laying down, or is it sitting up more beneficial? I've noticed that by doing the silent prayer, with the racing thoughts have turned into me finding triggers to myself. Is that okay? Thank you for everything you are doing for those who hear the truth. God bless you.
You said finding triggers in him?
Yeah, I've noticed that by doing the silent prayer, the racing thoughts have turned into me finding triggers to myself.
Don't quite know what that means, but you want to see the triggers in you, because the triggers is hell, and you want to see the hell so you can go through the hell, and on the other side is paradise, is heaven. And so I especially when you first start out, I would recommend you sit up and do it, but then you would know when it's okay for you to lay down, because when you first start doing it, your whole mind, body, and soul gonna relax. It's gonna relax, and you're gonna want to go to sleep because you've been so stressed out, you'll fall asleep. So in the beginning, I recommend you sit up, but after a while, you will be able to lay down and do it as well. Thank you.
Ryan B. bought a coffee. Jesse, this coffee is a thank you for your singing yesterday. I get so emotional, baby.
Every time I look at you.
That guy was crying on your show. He was venting, and you just sang over him, and the demons ran. Thanks, JLP and crew.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was toward the end of the show.
Yeah, I remember that.
Thank you, Ryan B.
Thank you, Ryan B.
He also asked, do y'all think these modern day churches with all the hooping and hollering are worshiping Satan and calling it Jesus? What
What a mess. Amazing. Thank you.
Daver ZX6R.
Hey, move to your right.
This right?
6 inches.
My other right. Thank you.
Thank you. But thank you. To your left a little bit. All right.
My other left.
Is that 5 shot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave ZX6R bought a coffee. Previously, you said you support the death penalty, but is this not playing God? You and your experts are amazing. Thumbs up emoji.
Thank you. If you kill somebody just to be killing them and not self-defense, then you bring it upon yourself. And so I'm not against that, because it would encourage It would encourage others not to do it, because they know they're going to be put to death if they take a life. So I like the deterrent. That's the right word? That encourage others not to do it.
Deterrent? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I remember when they had that in our country, and you were less likely to take another person's life if you know yours would be taken. Very interesting. Thank you.
Ramel in the loop bought a coffee. All thoughts are lies, but what do you do when a thought turns out to be true? Is the thought still a lie because it wasn't happening when I thought it? Asks Ramel in the loop.
Well, no such thing as a true thought. And if you know, except for practical thoughts about what you want to eat, that kind of stuff. But all thoughts are past and so-called future. And whatever happened in the past, it happened then. It's not happening when the thoughts remind you of it. The moment it happened, it's done. And it doesn't exist anymore except in the mind. And Satan wants you to live in the mind because you live in time. And we live in time, you're separated from God because God is in the present. He's not in time. Thank you.
Also from Ramel in the loop, asking, how is it I can see myself overreacting, yet I just can't stop it?
Because of ourselves, we can do nothing. We can't change ourselves. You need to see it, don't judge yourself, and it will be changed for you. It's a spirit. It's spiritual. Evil hate good, and it's trying to destroy you. Amazing. Thank you.
Chalice bought a Cash App donation. No message.
Thank you, Chalice.
Who said thanks?
Amazing. Thank you.
DJT 2020 donated a few different Rumble rants on Bible Thumper Thursday.
You got to know how to rumble.
John 14:26, thy helper, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name. This is Jesus talking. He will teach you all things and bring to your remembrance all that I have said to you.
Amazing. Thank you. Can you stop there?
Yes.
I got to get you some calls. I'm looking at the phone here. We'll finish up on these as well. Thank you all. Amazing Super Chats today. Absolutely amazing. Let me go to Johnny, a first-time out of California, first-time caller. Johnny, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, how's it going today, man?
All is well, Johnny.
Well, I'm glad you woke up in the right spirit today. I'm glad you woke up in the right time today.
Thank you.
Anyways, I meant to call you 30 years ago, but it didn't happen.
Johnny, hold on a minute. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. You got a lot of noise in the background. I want to get that cleared up. So I don't know if you're at work or what's going on. London, a first-time caller out of Missouri. I mean, not London, but Landon. It's L-A, not L-O. Landon, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse. Amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Hey, I wanted to call, man. It's been a while since I've listened to you, but I tuned in years ago when I was younger, and man, your teachings on forgiveness, they did so much for me, and it took me a while to build up the courage to forgive my parents. But when I did, man, everything has just been incredible since then. And I've gone on to teach that same lesson to some classes here at our local church, and just with the high school kids, and it's really resonated with them. They ask a lot of great questions. You can tell it really is something for everybody, because these young children, they have these excellent questions about how to forgive, when to forgive, things like that. And so I just know that everybody needs that.
Amazing. Well, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Are you doing the silent prayer, or are you doing the hoop and holler?
I'm doing hooping and hollering and the silent prayer.
And why are you doing the hoop and holler?
Well, I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and honestly, myself, I'm not much of a hooper and holler. If you were to watch me in our local church, I'm not really that way. That's really never been my personality type, and even more so since resonating with the silent prayer and everything. It's not really my personality, but so I guess you couldn't say that I'm the hooper and holler, but I'm more of the silent prayer.
Right on.
But I guess, hooper and holler in church.
Stay with it, stay with it. And Landon, you haven't seen anything. You forgave your mother and father?
I did.
Oh, good. Yeah, you said that, I remember. Well, stay with it, man. I'm glad that you're showing others the way.
Will do. Thank you so much, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy. Amazing. All right now. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super Chats. DJT 2020 with another Rumble rant, a few of them. Biblical Bible Thumper Thursday ones. John 16:13, when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. He will not speak on his own authority, but whatever he hears, he will speak, and he will declare to you the things to come.
Amazing. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, 1 Corinthians 3:16 with another Rumble rant from DJT 2020. Do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in you?
Amazing. Thank you. Amazing. Bible Thumper Thursday.
Urinal Chill says, Jesus ain't answering the way they want it. Therefore, he ain't answering, I guess.
Amazing.
A Rumble supporter. B. Johnson.
Did Jesus say that he would give you what you asked for, or he said the Father would?
I don't know. I forget.
Back in a moment. Thank you. I forgot we were coming to an accurate minute. Thanks to God. It is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Alabama trying to be Christian, and the liberals hate it. high blood pressure. Half Americans have it. So says the Scared Woman-Led Unchristian CDC. There's a few things that you can do about it, though. And the invasion, of course, is ongoing. It's out of control. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Bible Thumper Thursday, March 21st, the third Thursday of the month, ladies. 2024 AD, 7 p.m. at Bond, Los Angeles. That's this evening. Rebuildingtheman.com/events if you need to get more info or check things out. You can also call the Bond office. Open 9 to 4 Pacific time, or just leave a message if it's off hours. 1-800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. No, actually, the far-left female-run outlet, the Skim Report, DEI booted in Alabama. Yesterday, female Republican Governor Kay Ivey, governess, signed into law a new bill that blocks public schools and universities from using state funds for diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. The new law goes into effect in October, blocks public schools and state offices from having the liberal political mess offices, DEI offices, and restricts teaching divisive topics. Wow. Also prohibits individuals from using a bathroom different from their actual sex, gender, biological at birth, which is still biological, impacting so-called transgender students. What a mess that they're sticking up for the evil in them, right? Critics say the law will undermine education and stifle free speech, like they care about free speech. They want the freedom to be degenerate and push lies. They don't want the freedom to tell the truth. They don't care about free speech. One GOP state lawmaker reportedly said the bill's goal is to prevent compelled speech and indoctrination. Indeed, that's a fact. Alabama is the latest Republican-led state to target DEI programs, following states like Texas, Florida, and Utah. Shout out to all those states. High blood pressure. Nearly half of American adults have high blood pressure, says the Scared Woman-Led Unchristian CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. But a few key lifestyle habits can reduce the odds of being diagnosed with the condition. They interviewed, CNN, Commie Nonsense Network, interviewed Leanna Wen, the ex-Planned Parenthood short-lived leaderess. And she advised people take inventory of 5 key habits or issues with their health and life and body. Exercise, CDC says 150 minutes per week at minimum. Moderate intensity. Also get up and move during the day, you desk-bound workers. Diet. Have fruits, vegetables, they say. Whole grains, she says. Watch out for the saturated fats and ultra-processed. Ultra-processed. Didn't know what that meant. Drugs. Watch out for smoking and drinking, another mess. And stress. Stress. Don't be angry. And watch your weight. If you're fat, you want to try to get fit. You want to get fit. Anyway, illegal invasion, 2.5 million illegal encounters at the U.S.-Mexico border last year, according to the Department of Homeland so-called Security estimates. The border crisis continues to overwhelm authorities, which is the plan. Overwhelm and destroy, break it, and rebuild America in your evil image. A new report shows migrants substantially increasing the pool of workers in the United States, so-called workers, and could boost the economy by additional $7 trillion over the next decade, say the Commie Nonsense Network. By the way, women and families are on willful decline. Quote, what we are experiencing now, this is shared by CNN, and have been experiencing for decades is something we have not seen before in human history, so says female doctor, I guess, Jennifer D. Sciubba, Sciubba, a demographer, commenting on a new study showing women around the world preferring and having smaller families, if any families at all. Global fertility rate, average number of children born to a woman in her lifetime expected to plummet through the end of the century, resulting in a profound demographic shift. Muslims taking over. I'm James Hake. Now back to the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Hour 3. JesseLeePeterson.com/show.
to stand up strong. Face the truth about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week: do you have morals and values? Do you have them? Morals and values? If so, where did you find them? Do you have morals and values? If so, where did you find them? An amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad, no matter what you're doing. Considering suicide, post-stress traumatic disorder, STD, selling fentanyl, helping the illegal alien across the borders. If you have your own business and you're about to lay off the American citizens and hire illegal aliens, you still can be listening to the show anywhere in the world. And we are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. And for the flat earthers, up and down the world by everybody and their mama. By calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. You can podcast the show later. All the shows. We're on social media. JLP Talk on X. And we have the JLP Radio Network on YouTube and Instagram. Isn't that amazing? And it shows all the guests, all the hosts of the shows. You're going to love it. Follow, ring the bell, like, subscribe. And to donate and have your comments read out loud now, go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com. It's Thursday. It's the last hour of the show today. And every Thursday is Bible Bumper Thursday.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't feel your faith. Are you ready? Are you
Amazing. There you go. All in the name. It's in the name. It's in the blood. All in the blood. Speaking of, God is looking for the one who will overcome. And because it's Bible Thumping Thursday, I want to put this out there for you. God is looking for the one who will overcome. According to Luke 15. And I'm putting this out there because I want to know, are you overcoming your hell? Is you overcoming your hell? Or are you loving your hell and you living your hell and you love the thrills of your hell? So-called good thrills, which is hell, and bad thrills, which is hell. God is looking for those who are willing to overcome. According to Luke 15:7, there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repent than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent. Isn't that amazing? He rejoicing over one rather than the 99 who think they don't need it. Everyone that has anger needs salvation of the heart. You must admit you're angry. Anger is hatred. Anger is resentment. It's all the same. They just changed the words, the children of the lie, so that you won't see that you have the anger or the hatred. Most people don't want to admit they hate their mama, but they'll admit, oh, I do. Some don't want to even admit they are angry at the mother. But at least they're more likely to do that than to admit the hater. But hatred, anger is hatred. It's of the devil, it's evil. So you can stay in your hell and be of the world, or you can overcome your anger and you can be in the world but not of the world. You can't make that happen on your own. You can be in the world but not of it. According to Psalm 46, God is our strength. Therefore, we will not fear. Though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the sea, he says, be still and know that I am God. The greatest thing you can do for yourself is to be still and go through the hell. Be conscious. Be aware. Be aware all the way through your hell, through your loneliness, through your fears, through your doubts, through your suicidal thoughts, through your post-traumatic stress disorder, through your anxiety, through your pressures. You can overcome it, but you got to go through it. Go through it. Levi is a first-time caller out of New Hampshire. Levi, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, hello. You're amazing.
Oh, amazing.
Thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to talk about Christians and how they need to better serve the Lord and wake people up, because staying quiet is not the Christian thing to do.
You think what?
I said that Christians need to, to speak up. They need to go out there and spread the gospel and tell people, what's sin and what's not sin.
And when you say serve the Lord, how do you serve the Lord?
Probably by exposing the Jews. They're a bunch of parasites. Go to gtvflyers.com.
You love the Jews?
No, fuck.
A mess. A cussing man talking about Jesus hate the Jews. The devil is interesting. Let me go to Robert, a first-time caller out of Arizona. Robert, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, it's always good talking to you. Well, listening to you, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Robert.
I got a question for you. I was married for 25 years. I had 4 kids. And I felt like I was an alpha male. And she turned me into a beta male. Because she said how, don't say anything, don't argue with the kids, don't. But anyway, I got a divorce. 3 years later, got remarried to this woman that just made me laugh a lot. But the closer I got to her, I'm like, God, I feel like I'm living in hell, because she has to scream at parties the highest. She cusses. She has to drink, and I slowly just pulled away from that. And I could tell that she's not very happy with me. but I feel like I'm pulling her in my direction because I'm trying to get close to God. And I'm trying not to tell her too much stuff because I'm listening to you a lot by you saying, don't, act like you know God and everything and give her all the information like you want to preach. So I'm just controlling my ego, but it's driving me crazy a little bit. But what's going on now, though, is she always has to go somewhere. I retired, and I told her that we can go somewhere, in town, go visit places together, go for walks, but if anybody calls, she has to run. Her son said that, I need you to babysit my kids. So she has to drive 350 miles to go babysit the kids. I'm like, well, where are you going? And she has to do this at least twice a month. My question is, how do I overcome this, or what do I need to do?
Well, when you say you thought you were an alpha male, what made you think you were an alpha male beforehand?
Because I felt so much confidence. I worked out. I was so strong. I just felt like I felt just like I had everything. And then when I got married, my wife was telling me, my first wife, she told me how, don't say this to the kids, don't say that to the kids. And whenever I would try
did you listen to her?
I did, and that was my mistake. What I did wrong is I always thought the woman was so weak that I had to control the situation. So I always told my kids, if you ever want to make me upset, make mom upset, because do what she says. By me doing that, 25 years later, she turned all my kids against me, and I walked away, and they hated me.
Why did you tell them to do what the mother's saying, not you? And why did you say to them, if you want to make me upset, make mom upset?
Because I thought I was in control, and I thought she was the weak person, which I know now that was completely wrong. And I thought that she couldn't control the kids, that I had to do everything. Because when she was my first wife, when she was 7 years old, she was molested, and she didn't talk a lot. She didn't say anything. She didn't do it. She was I thought she was the sweetest person on earth. So that's the reason I thought I had to protect her.
How old are you?
And 56 now.
And you have children by your first wife, right?
Yes.
Why did you get married a second time?
Because I was a stupid beta that I felt like I was lonely and I wanted to be with someone, which I didn't search God first. I just went for my ego.
Yeah, I understand that. And do you have children with this woman?
I do not.
Has she been married before?
She has.
And she has children?
Yes, she has children. They don't believe in God at all. Yeah, it's her side is, it's just I can't say my side's good, but it's just a mess. But
and so why do you put up with her?
Because I feel, to tell you the truth, I feel like I'm getting older and I'm tired of moving. I just don't want to pack up and leave again. I'm just like, I feel like she listens to, when I get on her, she listens to preachers all day. And I told her, if those preachers don't move you or make you think about anything, they shouldn't be preaching.
So do you live in her place or she lives in your place?
We bought a place together.
Oh.
I had the money. We bought it together. So, yeah.
Did she put money on it too?
A little bit, yes.
But mostly you put the most money on it?
Yes.
And so if you left, you have to sell the place?
Yes.
Oh. How do you know you can't tell her to leave?
Because I already told her.
You told her what?
I told her when she just got me so upset because she left for like a week because she had to go be with her friends, and I know what she does. She loves to party and stuff. I don't think she does anything real bad, but cussing and drinking and everything, I don't like it. But I told her one day, I just broke down and I told her I go, leave. I go, will you please leave?
And what she
I
say?
go, I don't want you. She took off, then she came back, and every time I tell her stuff, I get on her. She won't. She won't talk. She just wants to be close to me because I think she knows that she's doing bad and everything, but she doesn't know how to overcome herself.
And your question for me is what?
Just what should I? How should I? What should I do? I got a feeling that you're going to tell me because I've been listening to you for about 5-6 months now. I got a feeling you're going to say, let her live in her hell and just work on me. But should I wait for her to come around? Or,
What do you mean wait for her? Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, I keep thinking that one of these days she's actually going to stop.
Why do you think that? She might not want to stop.
I know. I guess in my head, I keep trying to see a perfect world not perfect, just a calmer world where it's more with God and it's more enlightening instead of just chaos. And I tell her a lot. When you come home, I said, it's chaotic. Even the dogs go crazy. I have everything under control. When you come home, the dogs want to scratch you and jump and everything goes just crazy when you get here. But
And so your question for me is what?
What should I do?
Do what you think is best, right? I'm not living there. I'm not living in you, but do what you want. But I suggest you dump her really fast and go and work on your life and be available for your grandchildren if and when they ever come around. Are your kids all adults now?
They're all adults.
Are you close to any of them?
I'm close to 2 of them. My oldest daughter calls me, and my oldest son, he just got into church, and I sent him a bunch of videos on you because I wanted to, because I feel I've been going to church for a long time, and I've never heard anything explained so easy the way you explain it. It's so clear. I felt like before I'm just defining every word in the Bible, but by listening to you, it's clear. And I know you're probably going to ask me if I've forgiven my mom. Yes, it went good. I forgave my dad too. He expired, but my mom actually called me at work one day, and I was really busy, and she told me that she wanted me to forgive her. And I go, Mom, I'll talk to you later. I said, I'm at work. I'm busy, And my brother jumped on the phone and goes, I need you to forgive me too. And I'm just like, yes, I forgive you guys. So I let him go. After listening to you, I realized I didn't forgive them. Because I was busy. I was at work.
Right.
And then I recently called her, and she told me, you already forgave me. And I'm like, wow. I go, okay. I'm like, well, I can forgive you again. And I don't know if the way I went about it was right, but I told her, I forgive you for making me weak.
Yeah.
But I could tell you this, as soon as I forgave her, I did used to tear up every now and then. It stopped.
Yeah.
Everything went away. I feel different. And I feel like I'm not the same person anymore. Stuff has changed in me.
Let me ask you this because of time I have to run. This woman you're with now, is she on your bank account or anything?
She's on everything.
Oh, my God. Do what you want.
And
you
I
what?
can tell you this. I can tell you this. She's not a horrible person. I know I'm making it. I'm just giving you all the bad highlights of her. She does have a lot of good qualities, but every time she does stuff bad, to me, it just takes it all away.
So do you want to stay with her or you want to leave?
That's the question I've been asking myself forever, and I keep with everything going on in the world today. To tell you the truth, I feel I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. Sorry.
You don't know if you want to leave her or stay with her?
I want to help her, but I
You
feel
can't
like
help
I
her.
don't know. I'm sorry?
You can't help her.
I know, and I've told her that so many times. I told her that I can't help you. I told her I'm listening to you. I said I could barely help myself.
Yeah.
I said there's nothing I can do for you. Just last night we had a big. It wasn't an argument because I stopped it fast because I told her, look, it's two devils fighting. I'm going to say something, you're going to say something. We're not helping each other.
Right.
I said, you have to overcome what you're doing. You have to go through it.
Is she
And once
unwilling to forgive?
I actually, about a week ago, I talked to her a little bit. I try not to talk to her too much, but she actually told me, what do I need to do? And I told her everything you told me, how forgive your mom, forgive your dad. And
what did she say?
She did. Well, I think she did it because she just listened really. I think she listened good. I know she loves God a lot, but I feel like
She doesn't love God at all.
I don't see it coming out of her heart. I could tell you that.
But why do you say you know she loved God a lot?
I don't know, because she always talks about him, but it could just be
The
all
sinners always talk about God.
Yeah.
So here's what I recommend for now, since you don't know exactly what to do, to stay or leave. To stay or go. I wouldn't do either one of those. I'll work on me. And don't argue with her. Don't try to convince her that she needs to be this or that. You just quietly work on you, and you will see the right way to go.
Okay.
But I would recommend, do what you want, but I would recommend you quietly and secretly take her name off all of your bank accounts and credit cards.
Okay.
Because if you do leave, she's going to rip you off.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Well, I don't have any credit cards or anything. It's just the bank account and the house. But yes,
I would highly recommend you take her name off your bank account. And don't let her know.
Okay. It's going to be kind of hard to do because her check goes in there every month, but I don't know how to go about that.
Well, just take your time with it. You'll see how and if. It's just a suggestion. Because I know so many guys now who have got ripped off by their ex-wives or wives during a divorce, or if they don't get along, the woman go and take the money. They don't even know she's taking it.
Okay.
But right now, just don't make a decision just because I said it. I want to encourage you to work on yourself, do the silent prayer, watch those thoughts, just watch
And I
it.
do the silent prayer every day and every night.
Yeah, so just watch those thoughts. And since you don't know what to do with this woman at this point, do nothing about it. Just don't let her pull you into her hell.
And that's what I told her last night. Yes. Okay.
Let me know how it goes.
Thank you, Jesse.
All right, buddy. 877-53773. Karen out of Georgia. There's one line open. Karen out of Georgia. Georgia, oh my mind. Hey, Karen.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I called in last week for my first time, but I was going to answer your biblical question.
Do you have morals and values? If so, where did you find them?
So I've been learning, and I think that morals and values come from your thoughts. So we all know that thoughts are all lies. So, no. And if we just kind of find God and...
Are you saying no, you don't have them?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
And if we just walk with God and, down to making good decisions and being good people.
Your phone went out for a second. You said if you find God and do what?
If you just walk down like the right path, like God will lead you to making good decisions and being a good person.
Oh, okay. And so you're saying no, you don't have them, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I don't know. Now I'm like... But yeah, they come from your thoughts.
Okay.
So,
how you doing now?
I'm doing good. Yeah. I watched your fellowship on Sunday, and I watched some of your Fallen States.
Okay.
And my favorite episodes are when the two influencer couples.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, those are my favorite episodes because it's like you got through to them.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Hold
when I
on,
watch
Karen.
the episode,
I'm sorry.
I'm like,
Hold on, Karen. Hold on. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment.
I'm 32 years old now, and I've been clinically depressed since I was 17 years old, and ever since I started listening to you a couple of months ago, bro, I don't even need to hear the word depression. I don't even care about that because that's not anything that I identify with anymore.
Nice.
I'm 100% cured. I'm 100% better because I've been listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show, and I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you, and I just can't even begin to tell you how much I really appreciate the things that you're doing for young men. Young men need to hear this, and young men need to know this message that you're delivering because it's important. It's vital to their lives, Jesse. I just wanted to let you know that, man.
That's amazing. I mean, you made my day, man. When I hear one soul has returned to the Father, it's like 1,000. It's better than silver and gold. So God bless you, man. All human beings are evil until they forgive. Anger is hatred. Hatred is of your father, the devil, and your heart is wicked. Anyone that hates their fellow man is of their father, the devil. They are evil. Isn't that amazing? Anyone that blames anyone else for your issues, you're doing it because you're evil. The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning at the top of this hour. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And James Hake is on fire. It's unfortunate that human beings don't know they're not supposed to hate. That all were created in the image of God. and yet something inside of them make them hate, and they won't question it. Make them blame others, and they won't question it. That's interesting to me. Anyway, the Hake Report from 9 to 11 at the top of this hour, Monday through Friday. And then after the Pacific time, and after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV, you black, Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Monday through Thursdays. And after that, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. And we have amazing counseling service. If you need counseling, phone, Skype, or walk-in, go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663, and make an appointment. Family, individual, doesn't matter. All right? And don't forget to donate to Bond, my nonprofit, at rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And tonight, the Women's Forum for ladies only, every third Thursday night of the month, and every first Thursday night of the month for men only, Sunday mornings for everybody and their mama. Amazing. Amazing. Let me go quickly back to Karen. Oh, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live. Nice. Let me go back to Karen. Karen, thank you for holding. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm just holding. I'm good.
Are you doing the silent prayer and all that now?
Yeah, so I've done it twice now, and the first time I kind of stopped because the feeling was just, I guess, a little overpowering for me. I was like, whoa. I don't know how to describe it other than that, but yeah, so I did it longer today, but I don't know if it was because I was sitting in the sun or what, but it was just like, whoa, when you cancel out all the noises and yeah, so.
But you got to go through the feelings because the feelings is the hell that's in you.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to do a little more tomorrow, like just taking it as baby steps, because I didn't really know what to expect. I've always believed in God, and I found it myself in like middle school and high school and stuff. Like I tried to go down the whole student venture church path, and I just never felt like I got it because I wasn't like a hooting and hollering person, All right. So I'm like, well, I'm not hooting and hollering like them. Like, it kind of makes people feel like they're not understanding God or whatever.
Did you forgive your mother?
Yeah, my mom passed away,
so
okay. that was an easier forgiveness,
Yeah, and your father?
Yeah, you told me to like FaceTime my dad, and I haven't done that yet.
Why not?
It's just this whole can of worms. I'm just still have fear to open because, I guess a little more to add about my dad. Like he's broken. I never put a restraining order on him, but like other women have, like all the stepmoms in my life, and he's broken those, and he's went to jail for like aggravated stalking and stuff.
And you think he might do that if you think he might do that if you forgave him?
I think if I talk to him on the phone or anywhere, any type of way, that he would bother me.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, it's up to you.
Is there no other option?
Well, if you think your physical life would be at risk, if you could just realize that your father cannot help himself, he hate women because if it's true what you're saying about him, he hate women because he hate his mother, and so he doesn't know how to deal with the women, the spirit of the woman, so he can't help it.
I don't have any hatred or resentment towards him, like zero.
Okay, well, if you don't need to do it, because most kids don't resent their fathers, adult or young kids. They are yearning for their fathers. They don't resent their fathers.
Yes, yes. I'm married, and I actually found you on InfoWars one day. You were on there, on the Owen Schroyer show.
Yeah, amazing.
And so I just thought, I didn't know you were who you really are. I just at first was like, oh, this guy's pretty funny, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, wow, you really do make a difference in really the world if anyone would just open their heart and listen.
Well, I appreciate that. Make sure you continue to work on you, do the silent prayer, and watch those thoughts. You're not your thoughts. Keep your eyes on them so that they can be taken away from you.
So, when I have a thought, I just really try to go straight to the present. Like, the first time I tried to do this, I went upstairs and I vacuumed, and I was like, still had every vacuum line I was thinking about, like the thought would still kind of pop in my head,
Yeah.
So by the time I got to like all the bedrooms, it was gone. And so now it takes less and less and less and less time for the thought to go away.
Right. Well,
It's like, wow, that thought went away real quick this time, feeling.
Yeah, when they come, just watch them and they'll go away. They'll be destroyed.
I also wanted to say that, I don't know if you saw, but Google changed the definition to bloodbath.
Of course.
Like on the 17th, it had a different definition of bloodbath.
Right.
And now they've changed it to make it sound all bad. It's not a play on words anymore.
Amazing.
It's just like.
That's why we have to know for ourselves as individuals. Karen, I must run, but it's good talking to you. And thank you for responding to the biblical question.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Have a good day.
You too. Amazing. Super chat. Super
chats. Popcorn's Thump Keg bought a coffee. Jesse, what standard do you use for deciding what media stories to present on your show?
What standard?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He's saying everybody and their mama can write something online. What do you personally use to vet the info before you present it to your audience? So you're not repeating something somebody else said.
Oh, I do nothing. Sean does all the work.
Nice.
My producer, he does it. I just present it to you. Amazing. Thank you.
B. Johnson bought 15 coffees. Jesse, you are amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you for the generous donation.
Yeah, thank you.
Dawn of Donnie Girl's Idea, Rumble Rant, biblical question response.
Do you have more morals and values? If so, where did you find them?
She doesn't say whether she has morals and values, but she thought where she found them, thought it was my dad, and now I know he was paraphrasing God, but didn't give God the credit. It's from God's word. Romans 3:10, none is righteous, no, not one.
And so is she saying that she has them then, if they're from her father?
She doesn't say whether she has them or doesn't have them.
And so, but that last response was, where did she find them?
She thought it was her dad, like where she found them.
So she thought.
But now she knows he was paraphrasing God, but didn't give God the credit, and she says that they're from God's word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your response is not clear because it sounds like you may have think you have them and you got them from your father.
Yeah.
But you realize your father got them from God, but he never said God. And
no one is righteous, not one. Romans 3:10. Bible Thumper Thursday.
Yeah, it's not clear, but thank you.
Yeah.
I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
I don't know if you intentionally skipped that first part.
Yeah.
Dawn does a follow-up Rumble rant, meant to give more. So thank you for what you are doing. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
There is nothing else like this show.
Thank you.
Someone bought 3 coffees. Hi, Jesse and crew. Quick question. Have you ever had no doubt about something, but it turned out you were wrong? How do we know the things we should question and the things which we should have no doubt about? 3 coffees.
When you're clear-minded, you have no doubt about anything.
Yeah.
Really. That's how you would know. Thank you.
Mac O'Leary bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, When are we getting on an online men's forum? Us East Coast men need help too. Double exclamation mark.
Maybe one day, I don't know, but maybe one day. The problem with online men forum, they would be recorded and all that. And the men and women forum, no recording, no videos. You're not even allowed to talk about what happened in the meeting outside of the meeting. And so that's the difficulty. But somehow or another, maybe something can work out. Thank you.
Charles bought a coffee. The blacks in Atlanta are so bad now since they have stopped policing. They disobey all traffic laws, run red lights, speed, drive high, recklessly, and throw trash out of their cars. What's wrong with the blacks?
Amazing. It's unfortunate. Yesterday I got a call from Rick out of Virginia, I believe Rick from, that used to live in Gary, Indiana. The blacks are cursed. And not all but most, but they're cursed. That's why they're doing what they do. Amazing. Thank you.
Also on buymeacoffee.com. Britt bought 3 coffees. Happy spring. Indeed. It's been spring for a couple of days now. I think March 19th was the first day of spring. Happy spring, Britt.
That was Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tuesday of this week, I believe. Thank you.
Marcus bought 5 coffees. Jesse, daddy. Oh, Jesus' daddy. Jesus' daddy taught him how to shave. Thanks to you and the crew for all you do.
Jesus always have every move I see Jesus in, he always seemed to have a nice beard and good hair.
Grooming. The right kind of grooming.
I wonder if he used Stay Soft Fro.
Could be. Was it around BC?
I doubt
AD?
it. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you for your 5 coffees.
Yeah.
DJT 2020. Jesse, do you think the black women and children should have been laid down in Sodom and Gomorrah on a Rumble rant?
What?
I disavow it.
Yeah, I don't even understand it. Thank you.
But thank you, DJT 2020.
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Waldo39 with a Rumble rant. Just want to give a shout out to the casting crew. Also, shout out to the Rumble live chat. Best live chat on this side of heaven.
Thank you. Amazing. You got to know how to rumble.
Not casting crew, cast and crew. He gives another donation to clarify his wording, to fix his...
I understand. Thank you.
Woozy donated on Rumble. It's almost like churches realize they actually aren't helping anyone, so they do all the extra stuff to make everyone think they're helpful, when really they're just helping keep people in hell.
I thought that was a very interesting call from Ohio.
Ronnie, yeah.
Ronnie, about the church is supposed to be helping them both. That's not true at all. And I don't know, well, apparently the Catholics started that, right?
Yeah, and then there's Bible verses about giving to the poor, taking care of the whatever. But there's also some counter-signaling even from Jesus.
Meaning what?
Meaning, like, there were hypocrites who said, oh, she shouldn't have poured the oil on Jesus' feet. That money should have been given to the poor. Or Jesus said, the poor you will always have with you.
Yeah. And when I was growing up, I had never even heard of churches going and feeding somebody. And I never heard of churches.
And you guys were actually, quote unquote, poor.
Yeah.
Not like these spoiled so-called poor today.
Oh, the churches going and stand on a street corner preaching. That just came about, look like. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Woozy.
Yeah.
Aries 1 with a couple of diamonds, no message. Thank you.
Thank you.
WD41 with 3 diamonds. One of them says, thanks for the shows.
Thank you. What's important?
Zorak 90 and now a member on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk saying, what the?
What the?
CLC bought a coffee. Quick question for JLP. Since you say not to get involved with a man or woman who already has kids, I've met this phenomenal girl. Not older than me. But she has 3 children already. Any advice?
Ain't nothing phenomenal about that. I would run, don't walk. I'm telling you, do what you want, but you will live to regret it. I can assure you that. Amazing. Thank you.
Shadowlay donated a Rumble rant saying, #Team Christ.
Nice. Thank you.
Justin Childers Coffee. Jesse, I know you can go from beta to alpha, but can an alpha go back to beta, or were they never alpha to begin with?
If they go back to beta, they were never an alpha. They just thought they were in their own minds. Amazing.
Henry Ford Lives donated a diamond saying, "Free the guys." Guys. I'm censoring it. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
Appreciate it, as always, Henry Ford Lives. Danny Light donated a Rumble rant quoting Jesus of Nazareth. "If anybody comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters and, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple."
Amazing. Thank you.
And Justin Childers says with another coffee, "Holy moly, Judy, the man, thinks we can have peace and happiness by killing? What the?"
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I understand how evil works.
Yeah.
And I want y'all to know, anyone that has anger is evil, and they will turn on you. It just ain't no way out of it. And they're controlled by it, don't realize it. But you're supposed to pray and love one another, not hate one another. And if you don't love all, you love none. You can lie to yourself and say you do, but you don't. If you don't love the Jews, you don't love the Christians. If you don't love the sinners, you don't love the saints. You don't love your own children, you love no one. It's just the way it is. You're totally evil. Thank you.
Shout out to Aries 1, WD41, Henry Ford Lives, Misty, 555-555-565, Joe Gallo, Wolf 336, and Kid Combo 1.0. Appreciate the lemons, ice cream, diamonds, and ninja guineas, maybe. Thanks. That's all for now.
Amazing. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me go to Eddie, a first-time caller out of South Carolina. Eddie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well, Eddie. Thanks for calling.
Yes. I have really two questions, but one is a two-part question that I'm getting to first. And, today's Bible Thumper Thursday, so where is race mixing in the Bible, and is it a sin?
Well, it's not a sin, and I don't even know if it's in the Bible. It might be.
Okay.
They just might not call it race mixing. Is that in the Bible?
Jesus told the Israelites.
What?
God, sorry, not Jesus, told the Israelites not to mix with the other nations.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if that was specifically race or follow after their God's religion.
I do know that when you do race mix, you weaken the culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, here's a question. Why isn't Easter, and I just found this out today when I was talking to Social Security, but I'm pulling up stuff. Why isn't Easter a federal holiday, but Columbus Day and President's Day are?
Well, because, I don't know what they would say, but Easter is just a remembrance of something, right? And Columbus and all those guys, they not only founded and created the greatest country on this side of the earth that helps all in a physical way. So you're just remembering them because of the physical action that they did.
Okay, so do you think that Jesus' resurrection would be more, crucifixion and resurrection would be more important than the founding of America? Because without the resurrection, and the crucifixion, would this all have taken place?
What is the resurrection and crucifixion? What is that?
Well, okay, they give the pagan name as far as Easter. But since it's marked that just like Christmas, it's a federal holiday because he was born.
I know, but when you say resurrection and crucifixion, what are you referring to?
Okay, whenever he was hung on the cross and he rose on the third day. So that's the basis, even though they gave it the title of Easter, but that's the basis. So if that important piece of history would not have ever happened. Would Columbus and I guess the president of the United States really even exist right now without the crucifixion and the resurrection?
Well, I don't know if they were. I don't know if they would exist or not, but I know there would be nothing but hell on earth, and there would be no way out.
Well, that's my point. That's why I feel as though it's kind of a slight or a big slight against Christianity not to place Easter or that time in history recognized over Columbus Day. You can even go to Thanksgiving. You know, it wouldn't have been, like you said, hell on earth. So it wouldn't have never been no sit down.
Yeah. Well, because of time, it's a very interesting question, though. I'm not devaluing the question. I just never thought of that way as before. It's a very interesting question. And I do know that Christianity is truly hated. And most people don't want to promote Christianity as the right way or a good religion. So maybe it has something to do with that as well.
Yeah, and I really don't think a lot of people that even know that, or I just realized it today.
Yeah, amazing.
You know.
Well, call me again, but I got to run, but call me again, all right?
All right, I will do that. You have a blessed day. Bye, Hake.
Bye. You too. Hake said bye. Amazing. Let me go quickly to TJ out of Arizona. TJ, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, it's PJ with the P.
Oh, okay. They have a T here. Okay, PJ, you're on the air. Sorry about that.
Okay, hey, Jesse, I just wanted to update you. I am a Navajo, not Idaho.
A Navajo, not an Idaho.
Yes, sir. But I had 2 years ago, my wife had relocated to Montana. I'm trying to remind you, but I don't know if you're going to remember, but I'll give you a quick breakdown. So my sons had moved up with my wife up there.
PJ, to be fair to you, the clock's going to cut us up. I hear the music. Are you able to call me back tomorrow?
No, so I'm supposed to meet my son here today in 2 hours.
Oh. Did you have a question?
I haven't seen him in 2 years, and I just wanted to know, like, what I haven't talked to him, you know, and he wanted to
How old is he?
He's 21.
Okay, and your question is what?
Like, what should I like? I don't know how to address them. Like, all these emotions, going through me.
Well, stay calm and just deal with it moment by moment.
Moment by moment?
Yeah, minute by minute.
Should I listen to him?
Yep.
And should I just not
and don't
really
argue
think
with
about
him.
myself?
Yeah, don't argue with him, but you should listen to him and respond accordingly. And don't plan not to talk about yourself or to talk about it. Have a wait and see.
Okay.
All right? Let me know how it goes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome, buddy. I'm out of time. The Hake Report is coming up now. HakeReport.com. And then Joy on Friday TV after Hake, and after Joy on Friday TV, the American Anchor Baby. Ladies, I'll see you all tonight at the Women's Forum at 7 p.m. at the headquarters of Los Angeles. All right? And you get on that straight and narrow and stay there, just stay there. And thank you for your support, financial support. I do appreciate it. James from California, another James out of New York, Seth from Virginia, and somebody hung up. I'm out of time. Tomorrow is Open Line Friday. Have a good day, folks.
You better go talk to your mama, better stop at the drama, better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if you don't, then we lose, and then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
So you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church.
Like my cousin sent me you, and I thank him for that. It was more of a, he thinks the whole everything's a joke. That just adds a little spice to it. But in the heart of what you're saying, there is real things going on. And people want to overlook that. And I'm telling you, Mr. Peterson, I'm not one of those people. And I thank God that, he showed you to me. And sometimes we just need some Jesse in our lives, I guess.
I wish we had more brothers like you. We need more brothers like you. Just because we don't have most guys that can, lead black people into the right direction. And I thank you for that, because a lot of people will be like, man, it's still going on. It's racism. And I try to tell them, watch his show. Listen to this brother. He's telling the truth.
Take no thought about tomorrow. Yesterday doesn't exist. And you're going to see, man, God is with us, and all is well.